All right, got it, yo, Isaiah. I don't know if they told you, you actually have a 3 hour interview with me, man. So, yo, you can get super relaxed. You have a 3 hour interview. No, I know your time is super short, man. This is Cyrus from AttackCulture.com. And honestly, man, thank you for about 15 minutes of your time. There's so many things to throw at you. I had stickies all over the place, but most importantly, how's the media day been for you so far, man?
Oh man, it started early, so it's been going good. Going good, no complaints.
Got you. Yo, man, real quick, like I said, before we get to all my stickies, you got to explain the new look, man. I know you went to the IG story and you were like, RIP to the long hair, man. Explain, yo, is this, did dancing have something to do with this, like on that GQ type of look or what?
No, so what it was, I was literally trying on clothes for today, and I'm in the fitness room, and my hair's just in my face. I'm dripping sweat. I'm just hot. I was like, you know what, my hair got to go. So I called my agent. I was like, hey, look, I don't know if I could do this anymore. They said, go ahead. Just, this will be better anyway. So I went home. Gone.
How does that work though? Because like in Hollywood, you know, there's different parts, and because you built such a signature look for how you look, like on Snowfall, for example, right? Like, yo, do you gotta like call up the team and be like, yo, I'm really about to do this, or do you just like rely on the stylist? Yo, if I need long hair, let's just put a wig on.
For me, it's more so like I like to include my team in decisions like that because I have had my hair for a while. I started growing it it was over a year. So it's all about reinventing yourself anyway and just changing your look, especially for different roles and things of that nature. So,
Definitely. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to pace myself, man. First and foremost, man, can we acknowledge Wednesdays are the new Friday? Like it feels like Wednesday, especially around this time of year, that Snowfall, and we're just, I got so many other questions, but it's gonna be a lot about Snowfall. Isaiah, just talk about what Wednesdays are for you as a fan, knowing what's to come. And like, yo, you see it on social media, like Wednesdays are Snowfall days, from the memes to all the craziness. Talk about Wednesdays being the new Friday.
It's a party for me. I'm always at my mom's house watching the show with my family. So it's always like family time. I'm always on Twitter, just like reading people's tweets and how. And it's cool. I like the live tweeting. I like to watch Twitter while I watch it because it's almost like everyone's in the same living room watching it together. So it's just like Wednesdays is a whole big party. It's a whole big celebration while Snowfall going.
Exactly, yo. And I wanted to say this for later, but because you kind of mentioned the family element, there's little mini me, Isaiah, John, is he nearby? Because I know, yo, you go hard on social media. And don't apologize for posting your baby boy, man. Yo, go hard on that. Just give us an idea of where baby Isaiah John is during these Wednesday Snowfall family gatherings.
He's right there in my lap. Maybe shouldn't be watching Snowfall, but yeah, he's right there in my lap. Just so honestly, he's focused on me at the time. He was dad. So it's all about me at that point.
So Isaiah, one thing, and you may have gotten this in some capacity, man. I know whenever you're dealing with an amazing series, an amazing show like Snowfall, there's always the comparisons. And I want to have a little bit of fun with this. This Attack the Culture is very much a hip hop lifestyle site, belief system. And so we wanted to know if you were to put Snowfall in a versus type setting, right? What like 2 or 3 shows do you feel like would give you the best run for the money? Of course, the legend John Singleton always said ghetto Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones, I don't want to like give any spoilers to why I feel to be up there, but who do you put Snowfall up if you had to do like classic episodes, classic seasons? Who's kind of up there in your mind?
Another one I heard was Breaking Bad. People have, and I know it's different, but people have, I've heard that a lot, that Breaking Bad will kind of be up there with Snowfall as well.
Yo, you know what? That's crazy because I'm looking at my notes. I have like The Wire. I had Power, but I mean, what you guys deliver is like Power and Empire kind of like too silly versus the rawness that's. I'm sorry, you didn't say it. I said it. Okay, but the rawness that you get from Snowfall, and I do see the Breaking Bad element. And just talk about just the lineup that FX has, man. I know people are so tired of paying for Disney Plus and Netflix and all these different things, and for FX to be like providing such dope content, whether it's Snowfall, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Dave with Lil Dicky, there's so many dope programs that really speak to our culture, especially, man. Talk about just the power that FX has been bringing on a consistent basis.
Well, honestly, one thing I love about FX is the fact that they really allow us to be creative and be free in the moment. Where I don't feel as an artist micromanaged when it comes to my performances or my ideas for my character. So I think because they allow the artist to be free in creating, it makes these shows that more relatable and more real and better, because we're free. We get to really do what we feel the character needs. So I think that's what makes FX like amazing.
Yo, I love it. And 5 seasons in, and it may change, episode to episode, season to season. But to this point, what's been your favorite season thus far, man? Because there's been so much evolution, so many shocking moments. But I gotta say, this season has been amazing. Like I think your character is getting so much love, and just like yo, like just oh man, all my personal stuff aside, your favorite season.
My favorite season is season 4 because there was so much going on with Leon during that season. It really pushed me as an actor. So that's hands down my favorite season because it was the most challenging.
Got your continuation of that question. Favorite episode of all time. So it doesn't have to be from season 4, but let's just say like if there was one episode and maybe it was from, maybe it was an offset chemistry or what happened like behind the scenes or maybe what the episode represented. Personally, is there one episode that like just forever is like, yo, that is forever going to be like so near and dear?
Sure, it's the season finale for season 2. That jail scene with Damson, like that right there unlocked something within me, as far as me performing this specific character. So that's 100% my favorite episode.
Yo, for sure. I gotta ask you this because as I was like writing down questions and just thinking about talking points, women play such a massive role in Snowfall, man. I'm sure it's probably been brought up here and there, but on the outskirts, you see, you see the Teddys, and of course, but Leon and Franklin are doing Uncle Jerome. But behind every one of those situations, you have a powerful woman that's involved. We look at, I jotted down everyone, Angela, who plays Louie, Charlene, Rain Edwards, Melanie, man, just so many amazing people. Even with also Lucia, right? And just so many amazing women that just play such a huge role. And just kind of give me your take on that. And is that something you've also picked up on, that women are very well represented and play a crucial role into storytelling?
Oh, 100%. I feel like all of the women actresses that we have on the show are just as, if not more important, to the story, because at the end of the day, like you said, behind every man is that strong woman. And so like for Leon, even though with Wanda, she went through what she went through, because he still held it down and still like really saw the best within her, that brought the best out of her. So this season we're seeing an even better version of Wanda than we saw back in season 2 when we introduced that character. So I think it's all like, it all works hand in hand, but Snowfall definitely pays homage to women, to push and to love. Like Louis right now is stepping up like crazy.
Crazy, and even of course Franklin's his main lady, Devin, Devin Veronique. I mean, she's been such like the state of mind Franklin's Damson's character Franklin Saint it's so insane, man. And like I said, like it's March, it's Women's History Month too. It just feels like kind of got planned out perfectly.
100%. She's honestly like, I know we just introduced her character this season, but like her behind scenes or whatever she wants, she's very sweet.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing actor to watch. Like these words just flow so naturally out of her mouth. I'm like, she's really like that lawyer, like person in real life. Like she's just so believable, like super believable.
Yo, for sure. And of course, this series is so important because of John Singleton. And just kind of one thing I want to throw at you, because of John Singleton, how important is it to make sure his vision continues onward? Because I'll be honest with you, Isaiah, it's so rare to get a series or a show that stays consistent and amazing season in, season out. I feel like you guys are on a Law and Order type run, right? Now, I know every series has its ending, right? But I do not see an end to this, although the 80s will go into the 90s at some point. But definitely talk about, keeping John Singleton's legacy alive and just, that product, that amazing product of what this show has been since day one, continuing onward, man, and not missing a step.
It's so important because at the end of the day, this was John's last baby, like his last hoorah. And because he was so proud of Snowfall, he was so proud of the show itself, but also each individual actor. He was very hands-on with our performances and very hands-on with us even being casted. So at that point, all these little conversations that we've all individually had with John and what he saw for our characters, who our characters are to him, and the purpose behind our characters. And of course, everyone that we have in position now, were in position before he passed away as well. So we're all pushing forward, with him in mind every day. every
For
single day.
sure. Nah, man, definitely. Again, I'm watching that clock, man, so don't mind my eyes wandering a little bit. You know, one thing that I also love about this series too is that there is a specific lack of special guests because obviously with the popularity, man, everybody wants to be a part of Snowfall, right? And like, I'm not gonna keep on name dropping Empire, right? That we just have so many cameos that they're unnecessary, right? But like, for example, D. Ray Davis, right? Like we see Peaches, right? We see him on there. Oh man, you know, kind of stuck him in, but yo, he's been a consistent actor. It's not just like, a couple scenes and he's gone. Like, I mean, everyone's asking, especially going into tonight's episode, like, is Peaches behind this crazy, all these taking outs and whatnot. So just talk about, is that something that you noticed? Have you had people reach out to you, be like, yo, Isaiah, how can I get on Snowfall, man?
A lot of people want to get. But that's one thing, honestly, that's one thing that I remember John saying emphatically was that he did not want to just throw somebody in the show because they have a name. Because at the end of the day, we can't deny the fact that if you have something good going and you just throw somebody super famous in the show, it's like, they're already a brand in themselves. So it's kind of like, all right, it's just not believable anymore. But if you have a lot of people who, may not be as famous or may be as known, and they're really able to dive into these characters, you just lose yourself into that character. You're not so worried about who they are outside of the show. So that's definitely one thing that I remember John talking about.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And like, I know we're only at like a few more minutes, but I'll just kind of end it on this note for you, Isaiah. Just definitely talk about just personally, what is it that you want people to take most, not only from this, amazing new season, but at Snowfall in general, man. Because I know in past interviews you talked about, man, doing a period piece, will I be able to like really get into the 80s type of moment, but you killed it. The entire cast has killed it. It's one of those series that once people get a hit of it, right? They're addicted, man. Like they are just absolutely addicted, and it becomes one of those all-time amazing series. Shows like Breaking Bad and Snowfall, people get on like after a few seasons, and then they binge the entire thing. So on that final note, Isaiah, man, talk about the legacy of Snowfall and personally what you hope people gain who start to binge it all at once.
I think the legacy of Snowfall will continue to rise. Where as artists, we'll continue to push our limits and push the story, push each other as far as performers. But what I want people to take away from Snowfall is that one, yes, this is also based on true events, but these characters, like, all good things come to an end, and it's like how things end. I'm curious to see how things end, but I want people to take away one, the art of how we're telling the story. We're not just throwing the story up and just saying, okay, this is what happened. Like, we're really trying to put a lot of thought and care and heart into everything that we do, as far as like even the package of Snowfall. So I just want people to just take away appreciation, for what we did in telling this story. The story was not easy to tell, and it's not easy to watch sometimes. So I just want people to take away appreciation and to really, give Snowfall what it deserves. And we the best. Like, we the best.